Billie Eilish is the queen of intimate, breathy vocals. I used to float. Let's learn from her. Here are 4 quick tips. Tip number 1, quiet volume. You can only sing with a breathy sound when you sing quietly. Your volume 5 out of 10, approximately, will be the loudest you can sing with added air. When Billie sings, she cranks up the volume of her mic, holds it very close to her mouth, and generally sings very quietly. This is part of her unique, intimate sound, and it helps her add air to her voice when she wants to. If I try to add air on a loud note, I will start straining or my voice will break. Ah! Not a healthy way to use your voice. Great way to annoy your neighbors though. Tip number 2, big inhale. Singing with a breathy sound or added air literally means there is more air flowing out of your lungs, and air that's not in your lungs can't come out. So try this. Take an extremely big breath and then sigh out with sound. That's the start of singing with a breathy sound. If you take in so much air, the air simply needs to come out. Now take another big breath and just sing quietly. What I was made for. I bet you'll get a breathy sound automatically. You don't always have to take in such a big breath, but it can help you find the breathy sound. Tip number 3, add an H. To get a breathy sound, you can also add an H in front of your vowels. Listen to this. The lyrics are someday I might, but Billie sings humday, high, height. Someday I might. To practice this, take a big breath in and then go hee or hoo hoo as if you're a steam engine. Then try the line. Someday I might. Tip number 4, highlights. As you've probably experienced, singing with added air makes it harder to sing long lines and sustain long notes. If I sing with an extremely breathy sound, I can only sustain a note for a few seconds. Empty. I cannot sing a whole line like that. In contrast, if I sing a note without added air, I know I can sustain it for about a minute. Quite a big difference. One way to fix this, to be able to sing long lines but still sound like you're singing with a breathy tone, is to highlight certain words with air, but not to do it on all words in a line. What I was made for. In most songs that sound breathy, this is the case. What Was I Made For is an extreme example where Billie sings almost every word with a lot of added air. This is only possible because the lines are short and she doesn't sustain her notes for a long time, and when the lines are a tiny bit longer, she breathes in the middle. Listen. If I want to sing with a breathy sound, but I need to sustain a long note, of course I cannot breathe in the middle, but I can sing part of the note with and part without added air. For. To demonstrate the contrast between singing with and without added air, here's a great fragment. Billie starts with a breathy sound, lots of inhaling and little sustain to her notes, and then she switches to a non-breathy sound, she takes in less air, and she gets more sustain to her notes. Something I'm not, but something I can be, something I wait for, something I'm made for. Big difference, right? Something I'm made for, instead of something I'm made for. Empty. This also shows how much control she has over her voice. Here's a fun challenge to get more control yourself. Pick a song, preferably a slow and quiet one, and challenge yourself to sing one line with and one line without added air. Alternate throughout the song. I used to float. Now I just fall down. A fun variation, start every line with a breathy word. What was I made for? or end every line with one. What was I made for? Bonus tip, it's a spectrum. Singing breathy is not just an on-off switch, it's a spectrum. You can sing with a lot of added air, empty, or with less but still get a breathy sound. I could sustain that one for a lot longer. And to help you do this and control your airflow, this video about breath support might help. It's a long one, but many singers I told about my slightly different approach to breath support were very surprised, and in some cases outraged at their former vocal coaches. Whoops. Sorry. Have a look and see if this is new information to you as well.